Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome if you're new and you've not been here before. Welcome back if you have been here before. And today I'm carrying on with my Decan journey. So I'm looking at the Two of Pentacles and the time frame of the solstice, so the 21st, 22nd of December, up until New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, which is what the Two of Pentacles actually covers, that time of the year. And that's how long I've been sort of studying these 6 cards here really, and from other decks. So I thought I'd just share with you what I found out, because I thought it was really interesting the way it all ties in with this time of the year. So I'm using the Waite Smith here and the Thoth deck here. If the light does start to go, I apologise. I'm going to have to put some daylight lamps on or something like I did with the last video, but we'll carry on and see how we go, because I'd rather not use lamps if I don't have to. But the light is going because it is that time of year. So I wanted to actually just highlight the snake on the Thoth card. Focus. There you go. So we've got a snake there eating its own tail. Is it focusing? It's having a job focusing. Let's see. Oh, there we go. In and out. Okay, so well, you get the picture. So yeah, the snake. And I came across this in this page in this book here, The Witch's Diary, last year's now. Yeah, it's last year already. This is by Flavia Kate Peters, Barbara Mickle-John Free. It's a diary that comes out every year, and it's printed and produced in the UK, so it's the Northern Hemisphere. And I just wanted to share this page here that's all about the snake. And bear with me while I indulge myself. Oh, it's all coming apart now. And read you this little bit about the snake. And it's under the title of A Witch is Familiar. And interestingly enough, it is for January as well, which is, yeah, quite relevant. So yeah, it says snake. Difficulties in letting go of the past is my invitation to slither into your life to bring about major change. For I know that if you don't shed your old skin, you will perish and die within. Past thoughts and feelings that keep rearing their ugly head will strike out at you, as well as others, without warning. The illusions of the past are controlling your abilities to see clearly, and you've become blinded to the immense healing opportunities I offer, of shedding what no longer serves your higher purpose to bring about a metamorphosis, to change and new beginnings. From this place of transition, you are more able to tap into my wisdom, to decipher when is the right time to strike out. Be watchful of biting reactions as you outgrow the old. As rebirth takes place, my antidote will diffuse both your poisoned thoughts and complications. I will clear the way so you can take the path of least resistance to new life that awaits you now. And we've got a little picture here of a snake. Isn't that lovely? This book is beautiful, actually, by the by. And then we've got a little refrain here. Snake rebirth. Tendencies to strike out and bite. Shed the past. It was yesterday's fight. Transmute the old and seek to evolve. Transitional change rebirths one's resolve. And of course, the Thoth deck card for the Two of Pentacles is the Lord of Change. So that ties in really well, doesn't it? I love it when I find all these like synchronicities. So that's really talking about repeating patterns and how they are detrimental to us and to those around us as well, actually. So yeah, I really took that on board. And about not lashing out, not striking out and hurting other people. And this, let's talk about the time of year, because that ties in as well, doesn't it? There is a noise in the background, which I apologise for. Some sort of machinery going on. I'm not quite sure what it is. It sounds like a road cleaner, maybe. I don't know, but I'll try and edit it out in the, before I put it up. But anyway, sorry about that. There's always something, isn't there? So anyway, they're probably sweeping up litter, because we get, you know, leaf litter, because we get a lot of that, obviously, this time of year, with the trees shedding all their leaves and the bushes and everything, which actually is a very nice segue into what I was going to talk about next, which is the time of year that this is applicable to. So I said before, it's the 21st of December, around that, which is the solstice, and sort of New Year's Eve, New Year's Day time. So that encompasses Christmas as well, doesn't it? But going back to nature and the leaves falling, in the New Era Elements Tarot, which is this one, the artist has chosen to use a tree for the Two of Pentacles, or the Two of Earth. We've got the glyph here as well for the Jupiter, which is nice. And it's showing how change affects a tree during the year. So we've got bare branches here, and we've got leaves on the other side, and leaf fall. So that's, yeah, that's really good, the way that depicts that in nature, the way that a tree changes during the year. Okay, so we've got solstice, and that is also very indicative of the changing of the seasons. It's when we've got the shortest day, the longest night, the darkest days. And so after that, from the 22nd on, even though we can't see it straight away, the sun is actually getting stronger. The days are getting longer. The Holly King gives way to the Oak King in Celtic tradition. So on the Thoth card, here we've got light at the top and we've got dark at the bottom. So the dark's losing its grip, isn't it? Light is taking over. So that sort of ties in as well with the solstice, and yeah, light being dominant, whereas up until now, from midsummer, the dark had prominence. And a very interesting thing that I saw today on a Facebook group was the fact that on the 3rd of January, the sun is at its largest in relationship to the earth, even though it's the middle of winter. I thought that was really strange. I'll put a link underneath to that so you can read it yourself, but I thought it was really interesting. So another sort of way I saw that being depicted were in the cards for harmonious change. I'll just put them up on the screen now, so you can see what I'm talking about. And there's a fist there. If you can see the fist on both of those cards, I think that follows the Golden Dawn system, from what I can tell. But yeah, there's a fist there gripping between the two circles above and below. So it's like, the way I'm sort of seeing that is the darkness is losing its grip. So I thought that was, yeah, another way of looking at it, really. These are, I mean, I must say, these are all things that I'm thinking. It's not like fact. It's just the way I'm seeing them. I just thought I'd share. Little disclaimer there again. Anyway, and the other thing I saw, that on the Rider-Waite-Smith card, the Wheel of Fortune has got 8 spokes. You know, like the Wheel of the Year. So if we sort of saw it that way, then, you know, as the wheel turns, whichever way it turns, I think it's that way, I'm not sure. But we have winter at the moment. Winter is at the top, isn't it? And summer's at the bottom. But the wheel is turning, and spring will come eventually. So I don't think that's the way it's supposed to, you know, be read on the Wheel of Fortune. But I don't know. It just struck me that it got 8 spokes. Mind you, it's got 12 on the Thoth card, which, well, maybe that is the 12 months. It could be seen that way, I suppose. Anyway, I keep finding these little synchronicities. So yeah. So obviously we've gone through Christmas. Oh, Christmas. I hope everybody had a lovely time. Well, let's talk about Christmas. So Christmas and New Year, it's all about celebrations, it's about parties, it's about people getting together, isn't it? So here on the Rider-Waite-Smith card, as well as the balancing act that he's obviously doing, it looks a little bit like he's dancing, doesn't it? Like he's on the stage dancing, although I don't think he's... I think it's about balancing actually, but because he's on a stage and because we're talking about the number two is when one is aware of itself, and this guy is obviously aware that he's being watched because he's doing a neat little trick there with his pentacles, isn't he? But then I suppose the thing about parties, alcohol, rich food, things can become actually out of balance. You know, this is the card of harmonious change, and it's also all about balance. And so things can become out of balance over the festive season. We're maybe eating too much, drinking too much, you know, a lot of excess. And I think that's where the devil comes in as well. And the reason that I think that was, I know this is a controversial card for some people, but the slow tarot version of the devil, which is this deck here, Lazy Bryant. I'll just get the devil out and I'll show you what I mean. Hold up, devil. There's Temperance. Yeah, there it is. So in the slow tarot, it's actually not called the devil, it's called temptation. And so I know a lot of people really don't like this card. It shows gluttony. And that is one of the 7 deadly sins. And I think that's what this card is meant to depict. So, you know, too much she's drinking there. There's lots of rich food. A lot of excess. So, you know, sex as well. Look, there's another figure there and a hand on the bum cheek. Yeah, trigger warning. I should have put a trigger warning for this card actually, because it is a bit controversial. But that does show that gluttony side of the devil card, which it sort of made me think of that with Christmas and all the parties, you know, everything that goes along with celebrations, where we go a little bit over the top, and we're allowed to go a little bit over the top. You know, we can spend time with people we love that we don't, you know, always get time to spend with because work commitments, other commitments that we've got, the kids have got to be at school, and so the balance has changed, hasn't it? We've gone from maybe work was a priority or school was a priority, but now that's changed here, and now play and family time and friends time is now become priority during this season. And of course discs is all about, or pentacles, it's all about the material world, isn't it? So that would tie in as well, wouldn't it? And they do say that, I mean, I've heard it said that the 2 of discs is a mini wheel of fortune. So this is like a major, obviously a major card, so that's a major change in fortune, whereas this is more the day-to-day changes. So that, yeah, that's sort of, and also if you think about it, you know, all the money that you spend on presents and alcohol and, you know, getting food in and everything, well, you've got to balance that income and expenditure, haven't you? And so, you know, did we overspend on the credit card? Have we now got to like try and rebalance that? So that's another thought. And also giving and receiving. So that's 2 sides of the same coin, isn't it? Giving and receiving, because we give and receive gifts and time, you know, to each other at that time of year, don't we? And the devil, it's, you know, I mean, there's a positive side to the devil because it does encourage us to enjoy our material existence. You know, let's have some fun. Let's have a drink together. Let's party. Let's let our hair down and enjoy the time because that wheel's going to turn. You know, it's, you know, we're going to have to go back to work, going to have to go back to school, and, you know, real life is going to take over once again. So yeah, the devil does encourage us to live in the moment. The sex side of that slow tarot as well, I think, is also indicative of the Thoth, because that's a very sexual image on the Thoth card for the devil. I mean, here we've got what I believe, these being testes and these being unborn souls, that are ready to be, once, you know, ejaculated, they will then become new life. Yeah, sex, drugs, rock and roll. It's the sex, drugs and rock and roll card, those, yeah, definitely. Anyway, but the wheel tells us there are consequences to that, to, you know, to all that. Definite consequences. I think the wheel of fortune here is a warning about excess and what excess can lead to. You know, where alcohol is concerned, then we've got the day after, haven't we? We've got the hangover, we're feeling awful, or maybe we've had too much rich food, and then the next day we've got bellyache, or, you know, a few hours later maybe we've got bellyache and we can't sleep. So yeah, there's, you know, we need to balance really what we're doing. And interestingly enough, there's I don't know if anybody's heard of Krampus. Krampus is like a devil. I'll put a picture of Krampus up. I think it comes from Austria originally, and Krampus, he's like a devil figure with a basket, and he collects naughty children. So if children have been naughty, then Krampus comes along and puts them in his basket. Oh dear. We've also got like a little procession that goes through Penzance called Montol. I'll put a link to that underneath actually, if it's something you're interested in, because that is, it's very pagan, and it's always done on the solstice, so or around the solstice down in Penzance. Yeah, so Krampus is sort of a half man, half goat figure, to scare children. It scares them into behaving themselves. I just thought I'd just take a little look now at a couple of sort of Hermetic decks. So we've got Tarot of Magical Correspondences, which is this one. Okay, and the Hermetic Tarot, which is this one. I will list them underneath the video for you. Right, so let's just, okay. Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, and the Devil card. That's the Hermetic Tarot. And then the Tarot of Magical Correspondences, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Pentacles, and the Devil. I'll just zoom out so you can see these. And they're really good actually, because they've got keywords on them and correspondences, as it says, magical correspondences. And I like this one here, the Tarot of Magical Correspondences, because it's got crystals on it. So for the Devil we have a black diamond. For the Two of Coins we've got, I'll bring it closer so you can see, got some turquoise there. And then here for the Wheel of Fortune, you can see that that's lapis lazuli. But yes, so we've got correspondences there. We've got keywords. So for the Hermetic one, Lord of the Forces of Life, and this one is Intelligence of Conciliation. So that's the Wheel of Fortune. For the Devil card, we've got Lord of the Gates of Matter, and here Renovating Intelligence. And then for the Two of Pentacles itself, Lord of Harmonious Change, just like those ones with the fist. And this one is Illuminating Intelligence. And I just wanted to read or show you. So for Tarot of Magical Correspondences, the Two of Coins, the roots of the powers of earth, the elements at earth, and the sense is touch. The attribution of the pentagram is the lower left point, and then they've got the meanings. So we go. Harmonious changes, alternation of profits and losses, weakness and strength, change in occupation continuously, travelling, discontent with the existing state of things. What I thought was really, really interesting, which card was it? The Wheel of Fortune. This is like about calf. So hold on, Wheel of Fortune, let me find it, because I thought this was really quite funny. We have a lot more information for the major arcana cards in the Tarot of Magical Correspondences. There's just a little bit for the minors. But what I thought was interesting was it talks about this symbol here, Calf, the path of Calf on the Wheel of Fortune, and where it runs on the Tree of Life. So if you're interested in that. And what I thought, the letter Calf represents the palm, so we've got a palm there. In the Hermetic Tarot for the Wheel of Fortune, part of it says, the letter Calf means palm of the hand, in whose lines one's fortunes may be read. Isn't that amazing? So you can actually, you know, palm readers. I thought that was funny. I love finding all these things out. Yeah, so if you're interested in a sort of hermeticism and, you know, Tree of Life and everything, there's 2 decks there that you might actually want to investigate, because that really goes a bit more in depth into those. I mean, this shows exactly what is associated with these cards on the, you know, hermetically. So all very interesting stuff. We have cannabis for the devil. How very interesting is that? Yeah, so there's lots of, you know, lots of different... Oh, and the other interesting thing about this deck, the Magical Correspondences deck, is that the colour along the side here are the King's scale and the Queen's scale. So yeah, that's nice the way that they've done that. Again, all hermetic, all Tree of Life, if you want to go down that path. It just adds an extra layer to your meanings of the cards. It's very, very interesting. But we're here to look at Decans. Well, I'm here to look at Decans. So where should we go from here? So we've talked about the time of year. 2 is where, the number 2 is where 1 is aware of itself. And I saw that on, where did I see that? There. I thought, oh, it's got the palm, the hand again, but yeah, we've got 2 becoming aware of itself. So yeah, I am seen. I thought that was a good synchronicity there. It's just these things that pop up to me, really. I mean, you might think I'm talking a load of waffle, which I might be. Okay, so let's talk now about the actual snake, or the belt here. Sort of as it relates to physics, really. That's where I wanted to go. So 3 decks I wanted to talk about that show what I'm thinking. On that photo I showed you of the path of the sun, I thought that really, I'll put it up again, I thought it really echoed this shape here. And then I'm just going to do a little, I don't know what you call it, it's not a video, but a little diagram, moving diagram that I found, that shows like a pulley system. And it shows that these here, although it's a pulley system, it shows that they're going in opposite directions to each other. So here we've got these yin-yang symbols, you know, the light and the dark. You can't have one without the other, can you? So the pulley system actually promotes motion, and we see that in these cards. I'm just going to show you a few cards that really do express that. So the first is this Tarot Nuages, maybe that's how it's pronounced. I'll show you the cover of the box. There you go. And let's move these out of the way. Okay, so these 3 cards. This is the Steampunk Tarot, the Thelema Tarot. This is part of Total Tarot collection. These 2. There we go. Okay, so if we think about movement, well, there we have it. Bicycles. It shows it really well, doesn't it, in this here Steampunk Tarot. That just echoes. Oh, that way. sort of echoes that shape there. Using it to actually propel herself forward. Again here, we've actually got the juggler on a unicycle. And here we've got another unicycle, and this is a mushroom. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. There's a tradition in Marseille where whoever produced the deck put their name on the Two of Pentacles. It's always on the Two of Pentacles. Don't know why. I have not researched that, but it is a fact. So yeah, that's really showing the propelling forward motion from like a pulley system, although they are going, I don't think they're going in different directions. No, I don't think they do. But and these are unicycles. But I just thought it showed, you know, that forward movement. So yeah, that's that. Let's talk a little bit about the Rider-Waite-Smith. So these waves going up and down, and the ships riding those waves up and down, also bring to mind change. When these cards were produced, noisy seagulls in the background once again, around early 1900s, I think 1909 it was published, then ships would be the major way we travelled and also brought goods in and out of the country. And so fortunes could be lost, couldn't they? If a ship went down, a trading ship went down, then, you know, a lot of money could be lost. So there's that. And also water is about emotions in the tarot, and so that could also indicate the ups and downs of our emotions. So if you think about the time of year once again, and we're spending a lot of time together, then emotions, I suppose, can be heightened, can't they? Because, you know, we're not used to spending so much time in each other's company. We're used to having our own lives and then coming together during the day, but not, you know, all day. And so it can be a little temperamental, shall we say. Arguments maybe, disagreements, or we could be just so full of love for actually having that time to spend together. A lot of people here go away for Christmas and New Year because, you know, winter sun isn't very prevalent here, is it? So we tend to actually, a lot of people tend to go abroad. So yeah, ships are a-sailing. And it's nice to actually spend time together and have a laugh, and, you know, those are emotions, aren't they? Positive emotions, but also, I suppose, there'd be negative emotions along the way, you know, siblings arguing, whatever. That could be part of it, couldn't it? So the Wheel of Fortune is an opportunity for major change, and the Two of Pentacles is minor change because it doesn't last here, does it? It's only over the season that I'm talking about anyway, this time of year. So what we're talking, 10 days, 12 days. So the Wheel of Fortune is ruled by Jupiter. Capricorn is the devil, which is Saturn. So we've got that expansion, contraction interplay going on once again. Yeah, we saw that in the Ten of Wands, because we had Temperance, which is Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter, and we had the World, ruled by Saturn. So we've got that same interplay, that same contraction, expansion going, you know, trying to be together, if you like, pulling against each other. So we can sort of see that in that Two of Pentacles, I think, anyway. So the yin and yang show us that we are in constant movement. Constant movement is essential for life to carry on. It's essential for that bike to carry on. If we don't keep, you know, pedaling away, then that bike's going to go boink. You're just going to fall off. Have anyone else done that? Yes, I've done that. Funny story. Shall I tell you a funny story? I'll just say it's happened twice to my second husband when he came to a sudden stop on his push bike. One, and it happened on a curb and he just went straight over. And another, it happened on a canal towpath, and he must have hit a rock and he ended up in the canal. I shouldn't laugh. He laughed about it afterwards, but he got like he was reading a book at the same time. He thought it was very, very clever. So he was reading this book that was telling him about all the different directions on the canal towpaths, and him and the book ended up in the canal. Anyway, oh dear, shouldn't laugh. It was funny though. Anyway. So yeah, Jupiter is about luck and expansion, and luck wasn't on his side that day. And when he came to a full stop, well, there was Saturn, like, you know, stop, poof. Yes. So that's really it, I think. Apart from the crystals, yes. Let's just talk about the crystals. Sorry, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. It was a bit of a down memory lane. Let's get the crystal deck out. So I'm still using this Crystal Magic Tarot. Claire Gregory, so Kerry Ward. So let's have a look at the cards for our Decan. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Coins, and the Devil. So as you might be able to guess, the crystals aligned with these cards because I've had them on the outside of the cards all the way through. So for the Devil we have Amethyst, the Wheel of Fortune Serpentine, and the Two of Coins we've got Bloodstone. The interesting thing about Amethyst is it used to be used, I think, in Greece, Romans or Greeks, I think it's the Greeks, where they used to have drinking chalices made from amethyst because there was a popular belief that it stopped you from getting drunk. So you could keep on drinking. So that ties in very nicely with the Devil, doesn't it? Let's have a look at the Two of Coins and Bloodstone. So this is a bloodstone. It's like a green stone with a red tinge to it. You might be able to. It's pretty reflective, I'm afraid, but can you see that? No, you can probably just see me. Anyway, yeah, it's a very grounding stone, that one. It really is a nice grounding. Oh, I've got those the wrong way around, really, haven't I? Yeah, it keeps you grounded, which is really nice. And then we have Serpentine for the Wheel of Fortune. Now, as I understand Serpentine, I think it's very good for diabetes because I used to give it to my mum and she was diabetic. And it did help. So when we think about type 2 diabetes, it's lifestyle related, and so I think that goes really well. Let's see what the book says, shall we? Okay, so Two of Coins. Let's have a look. Two of Coins. Bloodstone is strengthening and grounding, yes, see? Helping you to adjust to a new or different circumstances by dispelling confusion. This deep green crystal with red splotches, said to represent the blood of Christ on a moss, is your ally when chaos abounds. So I suppose that time of year is when chaos abounds, isn't it, with Christmas and everything, especially at the run up to it when everybody's like running around like headless chickens trying to get everything done. If you have many plates spinning, Bloodstone can aid the decision-making process whilst also shielding you from negative outside influence. This stone is also healing and revitalising. So if you're feeling mentally drained or exhausted from all your commitments, keep a Bloodstone with you to keep up your energy levels. So that's how that relates. So let's have a little look what she says about Serpentine. Actually, isn't it really interesting? She's got the snake going around the Wheel of Fortune. You know, where we've got the snake going around the Two of Pentacles. So for Serpentine, she says, it releases the fear of change. And yeah, Wheel of Fortune is all about change, as is the Two of Coins is about balancing change. Can help us to take responsibility for ourselves and our purpose. Powerfully transformative. Serpentine is a crystal of earth magic that can gently guide and protect us through the ebbs and flows in our lives, rebirths, changes and travels. Since serpents, after which the stone is named for its appearance, which is why she's got the serpent there, often symbolise rebirth. And that goes back really, doesn't it, to what I read to you from The Witch's Diary 2022 about the serpent. So that's really, yeah, it's brought it back to the beginning of the video, hasn't it? How wonderful. This stone has ancient changeling earth energy, just as the earth changes its landscapes and creates new life. So that heralds back then to our tree in the new era elements, creates new life. So yeah, the earth has got to lie dormant for a while, hasn't it, for new life to come back in the spring. A snake sheds its skin, so must you. Use this crystal whenever you feel that the wheel of fortune needs a push. Anyway, that's my little take. I think I've spoke about everything I was going to speak about. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. I did have a few notes, but a lot of it's on the fly, of course. Was there anything else? Let me just... Oh, there was one other thing. I saw this online. So I don't know if you can actually see that. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll screenshot it because it's really not showing up on the... Yeah, there we go. I will screenshot it and put it up. This is by Emily Lubanko, her Two of Pentacles, and she's a tarot artist. I don't believe this is actually a deck that's available. This is available as a print. She actually produced a deck called the Lubanko Tarot. I haven't got it. I am not too sure if that Two of Pentacles is from that deck. Could be. I can actually get that at Little Red Tarot by the looks of things. Lubanko Tarot. Sold out. Oh well, it's sold out. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not sure if that Two of Pentacles is actually part of Lubanko Tarot. But it's beautiful, isn't it? So yeah, there's a screenshot of that. And that's about all I've got to say, really. Thank you very, very much for watching. I'm not sure if the light held. It's going pretty dark now, so I'm going to have to stop. But yeah, happy days. And I hope you all had a lovely, wonderful solstice. If you celebrate that, Christmas, if you celebrate that, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. And I wish you all a wonderful, peaceful, happy 2023. So until the next time, bye.